Okay, so I'm gonna make a modification for a Sony PlayStation 3 DualShock 3 controller. The original lithium-ion battery pack lost its general charge and its chemistry stability, so I've managed to secure the original protection circuit off of it, and what I'm going to do is basically take the circuit, the protection circuit, solder it to this polymer pack. Now there's not much too different, well, from what I was researching, from what I'm told, there's not much difference to the battery pack, so hopefully the circuit will, or the circuit protection will hopefully not make this do a thermonuclear explosion. So I've kept the connector that goes to the particular controller. It goes inside the controller, the connector there, the rest of the circuit here. Now I just gotta make sure that I connect the battery terminals, which are on the bottom side, and I believe they are marked. This one says some protection, sticky stuff on this side. That does, okay, that one has a battery minus and then a battery plus. So this is the plus side, so I'm gonna make sure that I don't lose my way. This should be the positive side then. And which that I will mark the PCB on the edge black on this side for negative, the negative terminal. So that way I know that that is the negative side. I'll just actually cut that will come off with rubbing alcohol anyways. So that way I know that this is going to definitely be the negative to negative terminal when I solder it down on these heat sticks. To begin with soldering, I'm just going to put a little bit of flux on the tip here. Let's wire off. Do negative first, close some solder on this pad. I need something to ignite a bit. It looks like it cold jointed, but that actually lifted the pad. It did. Oh, there's the weld pads. I guess they just finally came off and I heated it up enough to my floats and solder on it, so I'll just flick it off then, since those are no longer going to be needed. Alright, there we go. I'll just flick them off on the table. So I'm not going to stuck to the table, but yeah, so I'll just float some new solder on that pad then. Those got cold joint backs in it. Solder. Okay. A bit. I shouldn't be humming as well because of that.
glasses. I'm gonna put a little bit extra solder in there because it doesn't look like there's enough. Frittery, small stuff. I hate it. You can see what I'm doing. See what I'm doing. My solder TV. That's it. Okay. I need a magnifying glass so I can actually see what I'm doing, and that looks pretty good. You can probably see that. Just gotta add a little bit more. Some of that Sharpie. Looks like it might have stayed there, but looks like that's gonna kind of. Okay, we have 2.2 volts. Through that. Battery terminal, and then we should have. We do have continuity between those two pads, though. So there's three way, which minus is on this side, plus is on this side. Turn bring the iron back on. Add some flux to these wires. Put a little bit of solder in this, but not too much. Okay. Probe the connectors just on the back side here to see if they are bringing through, which it is, 3 point whatever, against anything, because those are the exposed wires onto the battery cell here, which I can probably just wrap cellophane. But I might just do it like this to the cell itself. It's not capped on tape, but it'll do better than nothing. It's better than I don't have any of the capping tape. So yeah, probably won't really care there.
Okay, so this is a continuation of the other part. The original camera died, so I'm gonna have to do this with the webcam, so change the resolution and aspect ratio. So I have the charge circuit modified already with this lithium polymer battery that I used. The incorrect tape, this is not the tape you would use to do circuit, like electrically sound, but it's just packing tape in multiple layers, so hopefully that will just work, maybe. There is 3 volts coming out of it, so I'm just going to try to not blow this controller up. And the first thing is got to take it apart. So the first ones I'm going to do, this motor's like wiggling around. And I should use a different bit. Alright, this is taking a bit of a turn. These are 7mm tall, and they are a millimeter 1.8, 7 point something 1.8. I may not have exact match screws, but I have probably something that will hold it down in there. It's just the thread pitch might be different. And that's the only downsides. I don't really think I have a matching thread pitch screw anywhere. Or screws, rather. Could fudge something together, but these are all pretty much really thin thread pitches. Let's just try the shorter ones because it won't screw in is deep, but maybe it might hold better. I don't know. We'll see. Let's try it now. I feel more comfortable doing a shorter screw than that. This shouldn't be too much of a problem doing it anyways. You never know, it might work. Actually, you know what? That actually worked. That actually worked. Well, it's in there pretty secure. It actually works. And then, oh, shit. That is as tight as it's going to be. It's actually about the same tightness as the other one. It's just probably not the same screw exactly 100%, but that is definitely going to work. That looks nice. That's gonna not rattle as much. It seems like it's about as good as it's gonna get for this one, since the head on this one's stripped. It's pretty stripped. Okay. Now to mount that. So that took some time to figure this shit out. That definitely took some time. So I'm going to see where the power connector is supposed to be facing. And it looks like it has to fold over this direction. So I'm assuming that so the connector has to fold this direction over that way, which basically means I have to mount it, and it looks like the top pieces go, yeah, so it goes, the thing has to go literally like that, and the way, like that. The little bump, that tab is facing up. So it's powered up. I need to go into the so I needed to do a restart on the installation process of the SCP toolkit, and now we are connected via Bluetooth, and to test that theory is if I open up my if I just go display capture, no, window cap, so I have Steam minimized, and so I have Steam minimized. Here's the desktop here, and if I press the button, it should bring up Steam, and it does. And if I keep pressing it, it's going to bring Steam, big version of Steam. which we don't need to be in right now at the moment anyways. The width of it with the calipers here. So the total battery itself and like the carriage here, because I think I was just taping it to the carriage, is about about 7 millimeters. About 781. 780 millimeters. And that is even with the USB cutout for the USB. So just as a temporary means, I know that's probably putting a little bit of electrical tape, but just to kind of secure this in, I'm going to cut a little bit of electrical tape. This is going to probably add about 1 millimeter maybe or so. I'm not sure. Maybe not that much thickness if I keep it fairly reasonable. What do I do in a place where I generally think it's just going to be sitting comfortably, and then just kind of not add any more thickness to this as much as possible to see if that's going to fit in there comfortably enough to where it's not going to damage the cell. The only problem is a little bit like that over the buttons, and I'm just going to just put a rough, see if this will actually fit in just as is. See if it will fit in just as it is. Not snapping it down. Okay, so I don't think it looks like it is a little bit bulkier than it needs to be, so that's not going to work. That's too bulky, and it's going to end up conflicting with the internal. So the plastic guard is too much width. So let me just see if it's going to fit in here if I just kind of loosely fit it. But what I'm going to do is leave some electrical tape on the bottom here, and hopefully that will just provide a little bit of buffer between the plastic, so that way the electrical tape is just more insulation between the bottom pokey bits. Trying to get that to sit. Yeah, that's going to snap down fairly easily. It's just catching on that. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is just it's gonna fit roughly right there, and since I don't have any double just carefully. I got knocked. Shit. Not do it properly because it's getting loosed. Put that back into its spot. It's not going back into its spot properly. I managed to put it back together. I didn't record all of it because it is a pain in the ass for this particular version. The C2C2U, but this particular model, or this version, for whatever reason, is the version that is such a pain to put back together because of the way that it's constructed. It's completely different to a lot of the tutorials. I had to take out these to basically put the battery in a location which the screenshot's going to be here. And yeah, so now it's testing. Now we're going to test it to see if the stupid thing actually is still working. So I'm going to put headphones on real quick, and then I'm just going to like change this angle so you can see my ugly, disgusting fat face. Input tester. Seems to work just fine. The Bluetooth says that the current is high, so that means it's high battery or whatever, so it is on. The next question is we're gonna try. I don't know if I've already did that one. It's this one. I don't know why I'm playing it in that mode. The button press is a little bit mushy. I think it's because I've taken it apart so many times and it is needing a little bit more force to kind of press down on it. So the lithium pack is literally just on this side, on the inside. So it's just right behind this analog stick, like the secure portion. So we'll see if it starts to expand and explode. So I'm going to see if we actually have so it looks like it's not disconnecting or having weird control issues. I need to turn this light off so I can actually get things, but me tapping the controller down, it's not disconnecting or any weird. It looks like it's working just fine. Sweet. Nice.